Hey gangoids, I'm building a log bridge across a small creek on my property, so come along for phase 1 of the operation. Hey guys, it's a beautiful, warm, very mosquito-y afternoon here, and I've come down to the overflow creek here to show you a bridge that I've been building to help get the four-wheeler and the trailer back and forth across in times of really high water. So let's go take a look at it here. This is the overflow creek. And this is in between me and pretty much everywhere I need to go. When it's like this, it's no trouble getting across it at several points. But there are times when the water level is so high that I wouldn't want to take a four-wheeler across it with just too much chance in getting the motor wet and just stopping me in my tracks. And I really don't want to do that. Plus, getting in and out of this thing with a full load of firewood on the trailer can be kind of hard too, and it's just kind of a losing battle. So what I've decided to do is build a little log bridge across it, and that's what we're doing. So let me backtrack just a little bit here, and I'll show you some other clips of the process of me getting the very first logs dug across here. Well, here we are. It's the 10th of April. Things are changing fast. Our temperatures are going to be in the upper 50s here this coming week. And I'm standing right here in a little overflow creek, and I call it that because there are little lakes to the east that when all of the water comes out of the mountains in the springtime and when we have a really wet summer, the lakes overflow and have formed a creek that eventually meets up with the creek I get water out of. And it doesn't look like much, but there can be enough water in this thing to where it basically traps you. You can't even get a four-wheeler across it without risking damage to the four-wheeler. And in fact, this little creek even nearly killed a guy one time. It's a story I'll tell you later. Actually, I've written it down in my old blog. But you can see there's a birch tree across it down there. There's a bunch of them in between here and where it links up with the old creek bed. So this spruce pole here and these spruce poles there are going to become a bridge, so that in a worst case scenario, if I do have to leave, and I don't necessarily want to walk all the way to the river, I've done that many times, but sometimes you got to take stuff out with you and it's just too heavy to carry it all. So you rely on machinery to do the heavy lifting. So this is going to be my bridge. It doesn't look like much now, but I'm going to drag these poles across quick and bind them together for now with ratchet straps, just to keep them from rolling apart as the snow melts. And it will function as a footbridge anyway. And then I'll get around to cutting material up and making decking. It's going to be about 50 inches wide. I want it wide enough to comfortably get my four-wheelers and stuff across. But about 50 inches wide or so, and I've got it all planned out. I just need to get more material in. Unfortunately, with the snow conditions the way they are, the rapid melting of the snow, I don't know if I'm going to get a whole lot done. If I do, I'll have to basically carry it in over my shoulder. And while that's an option, we'll see how desperate I get for things to do, you know. But I'm going to get these drug across, and it'll be the beginning anyway. I've been wanting to do this for a couple of years. This little creek has filled up with water to the point where, even though the creek channel is really only about 5-6 feet wide, it's been out of its banks by many feet, and just impossible to get across. And fortunately, since I live here, I really don't have to go anywhere. You know, I got plenty of food, and everything I got is here, so I basically just, you know, stay in the yard till the water levels drop. But anyway, I'll shoot some more video here in a little bit. I didn't bring a tripod or anything with me. Wasn't thinking that far enough ahead, I guess. But I'll get these drug over quick and show you what it's going to look like in phase 1. Well, this last log is proven to be heavier than it looks, and the first 3 didn't go too bad, but this last one's fighting me tooth and nail, and I could tug on it an inch at a time all day long and get it across, or I could just go get the come along and a strap and do it in just a few minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, well, what I decided to do in total guy fashion was that the only thing it took to give me the extra 7-8 inches I needed for my straps to connect was some brute force and a hernia. But they're connected, and we'll see if this works out better than me obviously trying to kill myself off. So let's give her a go. I had trouble finding my extra ratchet straps. I got tons of them. I just never seem to find them when I'm looking for them. But, everybody knows what these are. And pretty much everyone on the planet has probably used them. Okay, we're ratcheted together. Let's give it a field trial, huh? See if all this works up. I can't get out of the bank. Okay, here we go. Look at that. I didn't trip over the first one. I made it over the second one. It's a total and complete success. There, I'm taking the rest of the day off. Just kidding. Well, there you have it. I got this log just put in place, and I'm going to add one more here and then one more here. I've decided this tiny log here is was only placed here to cover up that gap because my dog would kind of step through it, and it really kind of bummed him out, so I covered that up just temporarily. Phase 2 is going to be to get these logs up off the ground. What I've decided to do is I'm going to get a 4x4 pressure treated post, cut it to length and put one on either end, get these up off the ground. Then we'll shim each individual one, cut them all to the same length. As you can see, they're not exactly all the same length. And then I will attach a ledger board and lag screws into this. This will hold everything together, and it would also give me a lip to build the ramp, because I'm going to need a ramp on either end. But that is the end of phase 1 basically. I still have to put 2 more logs in, but that's, you know, you've already seen me do this one, so it's the same thing, just rinse and repeat. Like I said, I'll block these up. I have to shim some of these up, obviously, individually. Like this one here is a lot lower than this one, because this is a bottom and this is a top, so they're different diameters, so we'll have to block all those up. And then I said attach a ledger board, and then I'll be able to use it once I get the ramp built, and then I will be able to use it even if I don't get the decking on it, and it'll be wide enough for the four-wheeler. And I'll probably put a rail on it too, just as a safety measure. I'll probably take the chainsaw and just scribe a line and cut down the side so that it's flat, and then attach, I haven't decided yet, something, even if it's just like a rough cut piece of pine, just to keep the wheels from going over the edge, just in case. So anyway, there you have it. It's getting to be about 4:30 or so in the afternoon. I got to take my dogs on walks and call it a day, I guess. It's supposed to start raining this evening, so good end to a day, I guess. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. So there you have it. That's phase 1. Believe it or not, that's 2 years in the making, because I just simply kind of ignored the whole process for a while. But I realized I really got to get it done because sooner or later something's going to happen. It's just going to come and bite me in the butt. So anyway, phase 2 is coming up, and towards the end of the video when I was talking about the 4x4 pressure treated posts I was going to use to put underneath the logs, I found some, and you'll never guess where. Well, that's where you're supposed to guess. I found them out in the woods, believe it or not, and they cost me nothing. So you're going to find out more about that in phase 2. Well, there you have it, just another small snippet of my life. Wait for phase 2. It'll be coming up about Christmas time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the short video and laughed at me at my expense. That's fine. Please give me a like, a thumbs up. Please subscribe and comment, and we'll see you again on phase 2.